Low-light photography opens up a world of stunning, dramatic, and sometimes surreal images. From capturing vibrant cityscapes glowing at night to the intimate ambiance of candlelight dinners, it offers endless creative opportunities. However, shooting in dim conditions presents unique challenges that can leave your photos blurry, noisy, or underexposed if you don't know how to handle them. Let's dive into practical techniques and simple adjustments that will help you capture sharp, vibrant low-light photos. One of the biggest challenges in low-light photography is dealing with insufficient light for proper exposure. Cameras need light to form an image, and when that light is limited, it forces the photographer to make certain compromises. A slower shutter speed might be necessary to allow more light into the camera, but this can introduce motion blur from shaky hands or moving subjects. On the other hand, raising the ISO makes your camera more sensitive to light, but can add noise or grain to the final image. Understanding these trade-offs is key to taking control of your shots. A good place to start is with your camera's shutter speed. In low-light situations, using a longer shutter speed allows more light to hit the sensor, making the image brighter. However, holding the camera still for even a fraction of a second can be tricky without stabilization. A tripod is a great tool to eliminate camera shake and keep your image sharp. If you don't have a tripod, you can try leaning against a solid surface, resting your camera on a ledge, or using a strap around your neck for extra stability. Faster shutter speeds can freeze action, but they require more light, so balancing shutter speed with other settings is crucial. Next, consider adjusting your aperture. The aperture is the opening inside your lens that controls how much light enters. A smaller f-stop number, like f1.8 or f2.8, means a wider aperture and more light reaching the sensor. This makes it easier to capture well-exposed photos in the dark. Lenses with wide apertures are especially useful for low-light photography. If you can invest in a prime lens, such as a 50mm f1.8, you'll notice a significant improvement in your night shots. Wide apertures also create a beautiful blurred background effect, making your subject stand out. ISO is another important setting to master. It determines how sensitive your camera is to light. Increasing the ISO allows you to take brighter photos in darker conditions, but it comes with the risk of introducing noise. Modern cameras handle high ISO much better than older models, so don't be afraid to experiment. Set your ISO as low as possible while still achieving a bright enough exposure. If noise becomes an issue, post-processing software like Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop has powerful noise reduction tools that can help clean up your image without sacrificing too much detail. Focusing in low light can be tricky, since autofocus systems rely on contrast, which is harder to detect in the dark. Switching to single-point autofocus helps your camera focus on a specific subject rather than hunting across the entire frame. If autofocus still struggles, manual focus is your best friend. Many cameras offer focus magnification to help you fine-tune sharpness. Additionally, some cameras and external flashes have a focus assist beam that illuminates your subject just enough for precise focusing. Lighting plays a critical role in low-light photography. Even in dim environments, there are usually light sources you can use creatively. Streetlights, neon signs, candles, and even smartphone flashlights can become part of your composition. Pay attention to the direction and color of the light to enhance your scene's mood. Position your subject near the light source to illuminate important details while keeping shadows dramatic. If you're shooting handheld without a tripod, there are a few tricks to minimize camera shake. Use your elbows to brace against your body or lean against a wall for support. Keep your shutter speed as fast as possible, ideally matching or exceeding the focal length of your lens. For instance, if you're using a 50mm lens, aim for a shutter speed of at least 1/50th of a second. Image stabilization, found in many modern cameras and lenses, also helps reduce shake, but it's not a substitute for good technique. Editing is an essential step in enhancing your low-light photos. Even the best shots can benefit from adjustments to exposure, contrast, and noise reduction. Increase the brightness carefully to avoid losing detail in the highlights. Use noise reduction sparingly to maintain sharpness. Tweaking the color balance can correct any unnatural hues from artificial lighting. With practice, editing becomes a powerful tool to transform your raw images into stunning final pieces. Low-light photography may seem daunting at first, but it's an incredibly rewarding skill to master. With a solid understanding of camera settings, creative use of available light, and a few simple techniques for stabilization, you'll capture beautiful, moody images that stand out. So grab your camera, head out after sunset, and let your creativity shine in the dark. And that's it for today. I hope these tips help you take your low-light photography to the next level. Remember, practice and patience are key, so don't be afraid to experiment and get creative. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow photographers, and let us know your favorite tip in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more photography tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.